Hey guys. So this is a totally different view. You get to see my dirty ass dishes over here and a big ass trash can, but you also get to see like that mirror up closer. And my working altar that was to my right is now right here in front of the mirror. So totally different view. But um, I got sick of how my living room was arranged and just changed everything. So here we are now. Um, So I wanted to get on here and talk about something that, first of all, I've been doing a lot of shadow work stuff this year. Like I did my cards in the very beginning, and pretty much this year was straight up like get ready because you're gonna be diving in, and things will be manifesting quickly, and you just gonna have to roll with the punches. So that's pretty much where I'm at so far this year. Um, but all of the shadow work stuff is causing me to really look at um, my reaction to things, and not only my reaction, but kind of like other people's reactions as well, because everyone has their own importance, their own interpretation that they put on things, and it might not be, say, what mine is or what yours is. Like the world is your mirror, etc. Bullshit, bullshit. Right, you got that. Anyway, so um, something I've been seeing come up a lot lately, and I mean, like a lot in my experience, is and it's an old thing because everybody's gonna go not this again, but um, the whole holier than thou know it all versus like the fluffy bunny and or the beginner a lot of times too because they'll kind of be thrown together a lot of times, and I'm looking at this kind of from an outsider because I don't like I can see the point of view of both, but at the same time I also don't label myself as either. You know what I mean? So like I'm not the most scholarly, but um, I'm not someone who's just gonna jump in either. I like to kind of be prepared and know, but I am also very heart centered, very heart driven. So I'll learn all I can about something at that time, and or like that I can handle at that time that I can perceive, and then um, I'll jump in, and if it doesn't feel right, then I'll go with my heart. You know what I mean? I'll change little things because that's just how I feel and how I do shit. But um, that doesn't mean that I haven't done research, you know? So, or like I don't know the reason behind why or something like that. So, um, anyway, with that said, a lot of times I'm seeing these arguments and I'm like, what is this? Like, why does this keep repeating? And and it's always like the arguments always end in one way. Everybody looks like a pompous ass. Like either like the know-it-all comes off like a pompous ass, and then the fluffy bunny comes off like they're slacking, or like maybe they're a little kid who just wants it their way. And like nobody wins ever in those conversations, whether one thinks they do or not. Like at least in my perception of viewing this, nobody wins. And the reason is like why do you care? Why do these people care so much about each other's like rightness when our own perceptions of everything is completely different? Like my personal gnosis is different than your personal gnosis. We can both have the same sources, but when it gets down to it, like we perceive things differently. Period. So with those things combined, there will always be somewhat of a clash. But why do we need to disprove one to prove the other? Why do we need to downplay or undercut or like outright insults to each other to like lift us up and make us feel correct? Um, and not only that, And that goes for fluffy bunnies too, because the fluffy bunny thing, like, in the same right as someone's like, no, look at these resources, and I know a couple of you, I have a lot of friends who definitely fall in the yeah, sure, well, let me explain to you why you're wrong, and here's some books. Blind drop. But I'm calling you out. Although you're like a lot better about it nowadays, but still, um, I have quite a few friends out there that are very fond of that approach, and that's fine. Whatever you do, you boo boo. But also, the fluffy bunnies in the same right have this way of, and I'm using these terms loosely, of course, guys, tongue in cheek. Come on. Um, they they have this way of they want it their way. And if something is perhaps hard or doesn't work instantly, then it's just wrong and it's not the right way it's supposed to be. But the thing is that also you earn things, you change, you grow. Challenge is how you grow a lot of times. So, if something doesn't work the first time, maybe you need to find another way to do it and do it again. You know what I mean? So, but that's the thing. You need to find another way to do it. You need to go back to the drawing board, figure out what went wrong. And I think that is like the epitome of a lot of witchcraft anyway. Is like, oh, back to the drawing board. Or like, what does this mean to me? What is the symbolism here for me? What is the symbolism in my group even maybe? Um, and doing that doesn't mean I'm gonna look up a bunch of dictionaries to see what this herb stands for. You can do that absolutely, and I think that that should be taken into account. But when it gets down to it, that could have like a totally different vibe for you. Um, and I think that also should be taken into account. So, like, basically, what I'm saying is there is no 100% right way, and it's bullshit that people want to, like, argue with each other about stupid stuff. Like, why? Are you lighting their candle for them? Are you dressing this candle? And the whole argument of, like, well, they represent us to the public. Yeah, we are the public, and they represent us to them. It's like a fucking apple tree. Some of them have holes in them. Some of them are not the shiniest, but they're juicy. Some are very shiny, but they're dry. Some are gorgeous all around. Like, it's fucking humanity. That's life. There are going to be people out there that are not representing you the way you would like to be represented. You know why? Because they're not you. They're not you. You do you. And, like, that's another reason, like, the whole label shit gets all complicated, because everybody sees a label completely differently. And so one person can use this label meaning it one way, and another person perceives it totally different. We should know. As witches, we should know. It gets perceived totally different. Which reminds me, I need to read that article that Annika shared in YouTube Pagans. But, yeah. I am taking it in and trying to figure out what it means to me. Perhaps it's my own internal monologue because, like, okay, you guys may notice I don't share a lot of my actual um, craft here. Like, I don't share a lot of my actual practice. I talk a lot. I will theorize a lot. I love that kind of stuff. But I don't actually show a lot of my practice. There's only been a few videos where I have, and I know that a lot of people come on to look for that thing, and it seems like they look for that thing first, which I find interesting. I mean, but the whole judgment thing, it's just there's a lot of it going around, man, and in myself as well. I mean, I'm not absolved from it, I believe is the word I want to look for, or I want to use. But just it's really sad because, like, there was a group that was filled with really good resources, and very knowledgeable people, and I had to end up leaving it because it became this drama llama central where this one would share all of her posts between a fluffy bunny and her and stuff, and like I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that you think that you're more right than her. I don't care that she doesn't know how to do this. You know, when I was 13, I saw this thing as that. And then when I was 21, I was like, oh, this wipes powder off your face and it's that. Then when I was 31, I was like, oh, this also puts highlight and swipes powder. And like, the older you get, the more faceted things become, like makeup brushes. But still, like, everyone's at their own pace, on their own journey, and just worry about yourself. And that's a big part of the reason you guys do not see my practice on here, is because I don't care to share it. If there's a question privately and I feel comfortable answering it, I'll answer, but overall, I don't care to share it in video with people. Why should it even matter to you, really? It's how I do things. And, you know, I'm not looking to be judged on anything that I do, and I'm not looking to be applauded on anything that I do. I just do me, and it works for me, and it has for a long time, and a lot of it works for my mother as well. And you know, that's just some shit I learned along the way, some shit I was taught, some shit I just started doing, and then later I was like, oh, that's what that is. I found the term for it. it you just it's an amalgamation, I believe is the word I'm looking for. It's a hodgepodge of you. That's your practice. There is no one way. There is your way. That's the one way. So, um, just the fluffy bunny shit pisses me off, and the know-it-all shit pisses me off. And it's like you get in what you put in, and like dipping into somebody else's candy bowl doesn't do you any good. You know, criticizing someone for organizing their M&Ms in their candy bowl does no one any good. I'm just saying. It's like trying to alphabetize them. It does nothing. They're all M&Ms. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Okay. So yeah, this has been a 13-minute video on shit that you've already heard on YouTube, but now you heard it from me. You're welcome. I love you guys, and I will see you around. Bye.